Okay, well, we want to introduce a little bit of a new thing that we wanted to do. Obviously, we've just done our breakdown of UFC 274, but we're spending a little bit less time on the prelim fights on that show at the moment. There is a fight, though, that we always want to pick out to spend a bit of extra attention on as its own separate video. And this week, after the big event, the one that we looked at was Lupita Godinez winning in extremely impressive fashion over the very dangerous Brazilian Ariane Carnelossi. When you saw these two fighters come out, you would not have thought that Lupita Godinez would end up having the very significant strength advantage, but it's exactly what happened. And on the same night that I think both of her sisters were competing in the Pan Am Games at a very high level of wrestling, she put on an absolute clinic herself. Josh, straight off the bat, how impressed were you with our girl Loopy?
Yeah, I mean, in this weight class, I did think she had good strength and size, but I still thought Carnelosi had the advantage there, theoretically on paper, right? The way she really just kind of ran through Ariane, just very fucking impressive. It's hard not to be a big Loopy fan. Fought twice in consecutive weeks last year. I think, did Megan O'Leary say this was the fifth fight in almost a 12-month span for Loopy?
Yeah.
Insanely active, always fun, always makes it a good fight. You know, even when she was fighting up a weight class, you still found ways to make it competitive in a sense. And Jesus fucking Christ, she really just manhandled Carnelosi for most of this fight. I was
Beat her
blown away.
everywhere. Beat her everywhere. And the transition between her striking to the grappling was effective. It was damaging. She was able to nullify a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu national champion in pretty much every single area of the game. And I think that stands out. And I feel that the thing that's kind of held Loopy back a little bit in her early UFC career is her own willingness just to take fights. She's had, what, two fights at flyweight and lost them both, I think. She lost that fight that she took on like a week's notice after a
Yeah,
really impressive win. And this is one of the reasons that she ended up being buried down in the prelims. This is in terms of ability, top 15 level strawweight in a division that has very few wrestlers. And I think that she could end up coming through and making a run because she beat the absolute holy bejesus fuck out of Carnelosi. And the combination of how many takedowns did she land in that third round? It was like three or four.
third round was three, eight overall. Four takedowns in the first round as well. The one that's jumping off the fucking page to me. Significant strikes, 9 to 46. So a differential there of fucking 37.
37.
I can't do maths when I'm stoned. But total strikes 23 to 130. Outstriking a 1 to 6. Jesus Christ. What the fuck do you say? Carnelosi just looked like she was caught in the headlights from the get go there. That's just
I don't think she expected. I don't think she expected Loopy to be stronger. And if you're a national, not just a black belt, but a national champion, you just don't expect to be controlled, and you don't expect to be that ineffective off the bottom. And even though when you put the two of them next to each other, Carnelosi obviously got those absolutely muscular, massive arms. You could see the strength, like the core strength in the legs, around the hips, around the core, in the back of Loopy. She's a monster, man. And if she is training by wrestling her sisters who are at the Pan Am Games for Canada, Jesus Christ, this lady is going to be moving up this division quickly. Just stop taking fights at flyweight.
I think he's just the one at flyweight. But she did have her debut was the loss to Jessica Penne, split decision. I can't remember that. That was at strawweight, wasn't it?
I remember that fight.
Penne came
That
back
was
at
it.
strawweight.
I think so. I'm not sure. You'd ask me now.
Don't matter. But the point is, probably won that fight. Octagon jitters. Penne's a legit fighter. Other than that, no other losses in the division, and always looking better, and always impressive. So
yeah, first thing she says on the mic is, "If you need somebody to fill in next week, I'm ready."
don't stop doing that though. Don't do what Cerrone did. good to be active, but maybe space them out a little more. 3 a year is good. That is plenty. 2 to 3 a year, depending on what your body's telling you, that's good. If you're in any kind of wars, less than 1, But
yeah. Well, the big advantage somebody like Loopy's got is she keeps that kind of strike differential in the next few fights. Not only is she going to move up, but she is not getting damaged. And if you can get through the fights, particularly early in your career, without getting too beat up, it's only going to serve you well when you get up there. And as we've just established from the title fight that we unfortunately had to see last night, wrestlers can go a long way in this division. There's not a lot of people that fight like that. There's not a lot of other women that are bringing that skill set in. People aren't preparing for it, and it's going to be a problem for. It's going to be a massive advantage for once I have it. Oh, getting some horrible feedback on my headphone.
I've got nothing coming through. I'm so sorry that you are suffering through that.
Don't know if it's connection. I was worried it might be my phone.
Shit. Hey, do you know what? We're at the end, though.
We're at the end of our new segment. Watch out for Lupita Godinez. She's coming. She wants to be on the prelims in a couple of fights, but trust me. You look at the cards coming up, you see her name. That is one to circle out. This girl's going places. And with that, guys, please check out the main podcast. Our Bellator episode, our news coverage. We're going to be releasing more videos, breaking things up into shorter segments, so we can cover as many bases as possible. Please click the like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Leave comments as well, even if they're bad. And we'll catch you later in the week for the Big Show. Bye, Dave. Bye, Laura. Bye, Trifo.
Bye, Laurie. Bye, Dave.